Hello and welcome to Superpants Gaming. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today I've got a little charity shop haul for you, or a couple of little charity shop hauls, I guess, which is quite nice because recently I've been having quite a dry spell with the charity shops until a few weeks ago when my sensible adult came back with, you don't know if you can see it, the Quantum Break book, which is up there. And then in Leicester, I picked up the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy on the PS4. And that's sort of where it all sort of kicked back off for the charity shops for us, because last week we went to one of the towns that we sort of go to sort of quite regularly, like sort of maybe once a month or so. And we hit two charity shops. There's only about 4 charity shops there, I'd say, and we hit 2 of them in a row, and we got pickups in both. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of starting to make up for the fact that the last 4 or 5 months have been utterly dreadful. So the first game that we picked up, now I think I got a little bit of footage of this, which I will clip in, is Tetris DS. And yeah, what a game. I'm really surprised, to be honest, because I wasn't quite sure what I think of this when I saw it, but I was like, yeah, I'll have that. And I've got the receipt in it, so I'll stick the receipt up there as well. It was £1. All these games were £1, basically. But yeah, there you go. And we've got home, I've played this, my sensible adults played this as well, and this is really, really good. Yeah, it's Tetris, but it's got some other game modes and stuff with it as well. And yeah, I really like it. For a little sort of puzzle game, especially on the DS, that is absolutely solid. You liked it as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, it was good.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome little game. So that is a brilliant, solid pickup, and that is going straight in the collection. So yeah, so that was £1 well spent, I would say. And then in the next charity shop, I got a bit of footage. They had a load of PlayStation 2 games. Now, I'm not supposed to be actively collecting PlayStation 2 games because I've sort of done that in the past. However, I do keep picking them up, and I don't know. I always sort of go back to it, and I don't know. Maybe it's a sort of slippery slope with the PlayStation 2 stuff. But as it is at the moment, I'm more or less on a one in one out with the PlayStation 2. So I've got one of these shelves here, which is PlayStation 2 over there, and it's full. And I've got boxes of the stuff in my office, and if I buy games, they have to be better than the games on this shelf to go in, and then one game will come out and go in the office, if that kind of makes sense. But yes, you also want to see the games, don't you? So the first one is a condition pickup. Can you guys work out from that little bit of video that hopefully I remember to edit in which games I picked up? So that's the first one. Canim edit, which is bully, basically. I think that means something along the lines of dog eat dog, but my Latin isn't that great. So yeah, I don't know. Any of you guys that know Latin out there? Canim edit. Is that dog eat dog-ish, roughly translated? Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. That was £1. All these games were £1, basically. And this, as I said, is a condition upgrade on what I've already got, because my one is sort of from before when I used to collect, because this is probably my favourite Rockstar game. And my disc is absolutely battered, and I've been keeping an eye out for a condition upgrade for a while. So, as you can see, yeah. So, the box on mine's alright. And I wasn't totally sure it still had the map, but it does still have the map. It's just a little bit dog-eared sort of thing. So I imagine you can't see that at all, but no, that's a complete fail. But yeah, basically the disc on mine is a little bit rough. It's playable, but it's just, you know, a little bit the wrong side of rough from my point of view. So that was a condition upgrade for the first one. The second one is a game that's actually part of CollectBox. And I think I'm probably going to cancel it off CollectBox because I don't really need to double dip on it. But it's a game that I used to own Platinum. And I got rid of it when I got rid of the majority of my Platinum games. And it is Tony Hawk's Underground. And as you can see, that's £1. They're all £1, so I'm going to stop showing you like that because you probably can't see it anyway. There you go. So nice and complete. So I will probably sort of give a dishonourable discharge to the one on the CollectBox list because I don't really need to double dip on that, to be honest. I put it on CollectBox because I don't like rebuying stuff that I used to have, if that kind of makes sense. And because I used to have this on PS2, I was thinking it's a great... I would kind of wish I hadn't sold them, sort of thing. It's a great one to sort of get on the Xbox because I'm not that bothered what I have it on, but getting it on the Xbox would have felt a bit more different sort of thing. But yes, Tony Hawk's Underground. Sorry if I'm waffling today, people. And then the next one is a game that I believe about 20 years ago someone said to me, have you played that? 'Cause it's actually a good game. And that is SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. And I don't really know much about SpongeBob SquarePants because I'm probably a little bit too old, but I look a little bit like him on there, sort of thing. So if you, and yeah, again, complete and lovely condition. I can't remember who it was recommended it to me. It might have been someone that I was working with at the time. I'm not totally sure, but I'm kind of half expecting this to be a kids game. I don't know, but I just remember Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Don't know. Any of you guys played this? Let me know down below. Have you played this? Is it any good, or was he recommending it for like thinking I had kids or something? I don't know. But there you go. And the next cut. And next up, we have a load of damage. That landed really flat and slapped the floor. That was awesome. Yes, next up we have Dukes of Hazzard. I've never played this. This is one that I didn't have back in the day when I was collecting. This is in lovely condition, with the exception of me throwing it across the room. Yeah, this looks like it's hardly been played, so I don't know if that's a good omen or not, but it is Ubisoft and Warner Brothers, so I have a bit of hope that this might actually be decent, and it's got someone's mum on the back. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, there you go. I'll probably get told off for saying that, but I don't really care. So there you go. Never played it, no idea what it's like, but it looks a lot of fun, to be honest. I think I can have a little bit of a whirl on that and see how it is. If it's rubbish, it goes upstairs in the boxes. And then I was a little bit stuck for the last game, because I had a £5 in my pocket, literally, like a £5 note. Yeah, we used to, like, physical money. Yeah, well, there's something that we used to use, right? I was a little bit stuck for the last one. I looked at a couple of the racing games, but one of them had like a bit of disc rot, which is the one that I would have picked up, and I was like, oh, that's a shame. So I went with another game that I think I used to have that was Platinum that I got rid of, and that was Star Wars Battlefront. Now, I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy. I've never watched Star Wars, to be honest, but I've played a couple of the games. And yeah, the games are alright. It'd probably be better if I understood the characters and the lore of sort of Star Wars, but I don't, and I haven't ever... I don't know. I do like bits of sci-fi, so I should probably just watch Star Wars at some point, but, you know, it's... yeah. Again, complete and lovely condition. So that was the 5th one. So I took them up to the desk, and the counter, and said to the lady there, I said, hi, I said, amazing, you've got games on the shelf, mad please, I don't suppose you got any more at the back? And she said, oh yeah, there might be a couple, give me a second. And she went back, and she came back with this like bag, and she said, yeah, I'm not very pleased, because whoever was doing them and putting them out, they've thrown half of them in this bin. And it was like, it wasn't a bin as such, like with sort of coffee cups and sandwiches in, like, it was a bin like just sort of full of media, and it had like DVDs, CDs, games, etc in, and all clean stuff, sort of thing. So I said, oh, well, do you mind if I have a little look in case, you know, there's anything in there that I fancy? Now, all the stuff in this bin, yeah, the discs were a little bit borderline on, sort of thing. A couple of them, they were like completely totaled, and I was like, okay, I can see why they've been that, you know. However, there were also quite a lot of copies of FIFA and stuff in there, which was weird. But I didn't bother looking at the discs on them. I presumed they were totaled. I pulled out this Mario Kart Wii. Now, I'm not going to lie, the disc is a little bit rough, but I've got way worse. And aside from that, the manual and everything's in lovely condition. So I said to her, I said, well, I'll take that one. I said, I don't mind that the disc's a bit rough on it. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, just do it as £1 then. Excellent. Can't argue with that. So now, what I probably should have done, to be totally honest, not dissing off Battlefront, but I probably should have put Battlefront back and got that instead, so I could have used my £5, because I just put that on the stack and then paid £6. Doesn't matter, but then I had to root through trying to find an extra £1 sort of thing, if that makes sense. Like, through all the dust and cobwebs in my pocket, like, you know, and open my wallet and like moths fly out type thing, you know, that sort of thing. So yes, I've got the receipt there. I'll stick the receipt up there. But yeah, that just sort of topped the day off, I think. And I think the biggest plus from this, I think, is Tetris DS, because we both played that and we both really liked it. I really, really liked it. I think my sensible ouch thought it was good. I thought it was great. So yeah. And yeah, all the others, got a couple there to try that I've never played before. Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I wish I could remember who it was that said that to me. Long time ago, and they may have even been trolling me. I think might have been someone at work. And Dukes of Hazzard just looked fun. So yeah, and then yeah, there you go. So that is our charity shop haul. The first sort of mini haul of the year from the charity shops, to be honest, aside from like Crash Bandicoot and Quantum Breakbook. So yeah, that's the first sort of proper little haul. Hopefully there'll be loads more of these going forward, because it always throw them on the floor again. Always feels great to, find some nice stuff in the wild. But I do need to be careful about the PS2 stuff, because I can only pick stuff up that's better than what I've got there. Are these better than what I've got there? Guess we'll have to find out. I'll see you in the next one, people. Stay awesome. I've been Soup. Goodbye.